Now, after two of the states, which is Maharashtra and Karnataka, have halted the vaccine drive for the 18-plus category for the moment amidst a shortage of vaccines, capital Delhi also raising the shortfall of vaccines almost daily, the issue of the vaccine shortfall. Now, sources to Mirror now have suggested that the National Technical Advisory Group on Immunization has recommended increasing the gap between doses as far as the Covishield vaccine is concerned. This should be 12 to 16 weeks is what the committee recommends, as against the 6 to 8 week gap that was recommended earlier. But the interval for Covaxin should not be revised. Furthermore, sources added that the advisory committee suggested that COVID recovered people should wait for at least 6 months before taking the vaccine. Those are the details come in. Ayushman is joining us for more on this. Ayushman, if you can take us through what the committee now is recommended. And this is, as far as Covishield is concerned, this is something that has been followed internationally as well, a higher gap between the two doses, and not in India until now.
Yes. In fact, the dosing regimen change is something that is being associated with the Covishield, and this for the second time that the NTAGI has recommended that the dosing regimen should be changed. Initially, it was 4 to 6 weeks, and then 6 to 8 weeks was changed. And now, more than 12 weeks is something that the NTAGI has recommended. The Health Ministry has to approve this, and in all likelihood, this is going to get the approval. The idea behind this, one definitely is the fact that India doesn't have vaccine, and you need to vaccinate larger population. We have been seeing the government releases in which the government is conveying it to the states that the second dose must be given to people in 70-30 ratio. Means 70% of the doses should be given to people who are requiring the second dose. So the dosing regimen should be completed. But we also have a vaccine shortage right now. We know for the fact that Serum Institute and Bharat Biotech do not have the manufacturing capacity right now to the extent that India needs. And perhaps because of that reason only this dosing regimen has also been changed. But that would definitely not be highlighted. The more important part is that if you increase the gap between two doses, the response, the humoral response improves. This is what we are being told by the sources, and that is why the NTAGI, which is the National Technical Advisory Group on Immunization, has suggested that increased gap between one dose to the other should be there in Covishield. It is very important to highlight for our viewers that there has been no change in Covaxin. So the Covaxin which you are getting will be continuing. You can get it from 28 days to that of 42 days. But in the Covishield, for the second time, the dosing regimen has been changed, Avni.
Yes, absolutely, Ayushman. So we'll, of course, have to wait and see how that pans out. But the other part here, Ayushman, is that the fact that the opposition has now raised questions as well on the rationale behind this change, if at all it does come through, saying that the policy has been changed multiple times. And what is the rationale for doing it at this point?
Well, we also tried to speak to the officials who said that this is an emerging situation. They are analyzing the data that is available. And like we pointed out, Avni, it was said that with the available data that is there, it was considered that given the humoral response that is being seen, the antibody response that is being seen in people who are getting, there is already research going on, Avni, as to how the dosing regimen from one dose to the other, how the gap increases, so the response improves. So looking at that only previously, 6 to 8 weeks was the time, 2 weeks difference was done. And this time again, the dosing regimen has changed. The officials are definitely saying that there is a scientific approach that is behind this. They are not at all saying that it is the vaccine shortage that is there behind this decision, but they are clearly saying that because by increasing the gap between two doses, you see a better response from a beneficiary, and that is why this action has been taken. Opposition has definitely lamented the center over this decision, saying people, how do people accommodate, and what about those people who have already taken their vaccine between the 6 to 8 week and 4 to 6 week difference? Are they going to get the vaccine again? No, that is not the point. They will. Those who have completed their regimen, their regimen is complete, is already done. They don't need to do anything. But those who are still awaiting their jabs, Avni, for the second week, for the second jab, that is going to take a certain long period of time. So they are being additionally over 12 weeks of time is now needed for the second dose if you are going for a Covishield vaccine.
All right, Ayushman, thank you so much for joining us with all of those details.